community is growing, and in our first years we were telling that there is at least one ex-Muslim in every Muslim family in Kerala. That's what we used to
Wow.
say.
Hmm.
But now what we say is that two things more. One is you have two ex-Muslims in every Muslim homes. That's one, the updated version. And the second thing is in every masjid, okay, or in every Islamic committees, in every masjid or in madrasas, you have one ex-Muslim there. So that's the situation here. So we even have ex-Muslim imams, ex-Muslim that muezzins, and all other people who who
Hmm.
are ex-Muslims, closeted ex-Muslims, but they are still leading their life, utilizing that opportunity as a just as a profession. They just lead that way, and that's how it is going on in our state, and it's pretty much it is going forward in a very good manner. And I always envy the way you do on your channels, because we had this kind of yeah, that's true, because we had this opportunity on Clubhouse,
Hmm.
and that happened prior to 2021, and in the beginning, sorry, something happened with my cam in
Yeah.
the beginning. Yeah, I think I can continue.
Yeah, yeah, you can continue. Please continue.
Okay. Yeah. So that happened in the beginning of 2022 as well. And that was usually debates over Clubhouse and other platforms where we used to have these voice debates and voice chats and such communities. And
Hmm.
that's how we conducted these debates. And mullahs and momins used to come to our rooms, and they get busted
Hmm.
with by seeing all these Islamic reference and all other books and other things. And the only two books that is left to reject is one is Quran, and the other one is no. Only one book that is left is Quran. Every other book is now
Most of
rejected.
them are rejecting hadith.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
Acha,
yeah.
I'll
Thank you.
just, in very short, I'll tell people
Mm,
what you said. भाई लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि थोड़ी सी जो मेन मेन चीजें मैं आपको बता दूं कि इनका जो पहले जो एक्टिविटी थी या एक्टिविज्म था वो मोस्टली फेसबुक पे था। वहां पे एक्स मुस्लिम प्रॉफिट करके इनका आईडी था, फिर वहां से ये लोग जुड़े और ये कह रहे हैं कि केरला में इस तरीके से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाना जो है वो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, क्योंकि वहां पे हमास वाला भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आके बना सकता है या कोई और भी इस तरीके से बना सकता है। तो दैट वाज नॉट, वो कोई एक डिफिकल्ट चीज इन लोगों के लिए नहीं थी। और ये भी कह रहे हैं कि ये मोस्टली इनका जो डिस्कशन है वो क्लब हाउस करके जो एप्लीकेशन है मेरे ख्याल से, क्योंकि पहले बहुत लोग बोलते थे कि
yeah.
क्लब हाउस में आप लोग आओ, मुझे और एडम साहब को, मैंने आज तक वो ट्राई नहीं किया है। मेरे ख्याल से
Mhm.
एप्लीकेशन होगा या वेबसाइट होगी, तो वहां पे ये लोग मोस्टली इन्होंने डिस्कशन किया है मुल्ला मौलवियों के साथ, और वहां पे इन्होंने उनको डिबंक किया है। साथ में इनका जो पहले का जो एम था, एक क्या कहते हैं उसको, हम लोग क्या लेते हैं वो, क्या कहते हैं यार, होम नहीं, एक टास्क,
Every home. Yeah, every
टास्क
home.
एक टास्क इनका ये सेट इन्होंने
Mm.
किया था कि हर घर में एक एक्स मुस्लिम
Ek-
होना चाहिए।
Yeah.
लेकिन जो इनका अपडेटेड टास्क है वो ये है कि हर घर में दो एक्स मुस्लिम होना चाहिए। मतलब ये लोग थोड़ा, हाँ, ओथ भी आप कह सकते हैं इनका ओथ। तो अभी ये थोड़ा और टारगेट टारगेट थैंक यू सो मच, टारगेट इन्होंने अपग्रेड
Okay.
कर दिया है। एक से ये दो पे आ गए और ये कह रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे, यानी इनके वहां पे केरला में कई सारे इमाम, यानी मस्जिद के इमाम, आलिम और
Mm,
जो मुअज्जिन है जो अजान देते हैं और बाकी
mm,
सब काम करते हैं मस्जिद में हैंडल करने का, तो वो एक्स मुस्लिम्स हैं। लेकिन वो छुपे हुए एक्स मुस्लिम्स हैं और वो इस तरीके से जिंदगी गुजार रहे हैं, वो खुल के नहीं आ सकते। ऑब्वियसली आप सब लोगों को पता है कि हर कोई यहाँ पे खुल के नहीं आता है। तो ये इन लोगों की एक्टिविटीज जो है वो चालू है।
mm.
आरिफ साहब, माय क्वेश्चन टू
Yeah.
यू इज,
Mm,
हाउ मच चेंज you are seeing in Kerala after
mhm.
you started this activism? And the one specific question to you is, since you have this registered office,
Mhm.
are you getting threats, or do you see people coming there and doing some kind of activities like throwing stones or destroying your office? Have you seen something like that, or it's absolutely fine?
Yeah, two things that you have asked. I'll just complete the first one. That is regarding the changes that has occurred in our state after this activism. You were using the word target. Okay, so actually, what I said about two ex-Muslims in every home and in every masjid and in committees, they have one that kind of imam or that people already there. It's not target that I spoke about. It's about the achievement, or it's about the
Acha,
accomplishment
you
that we.
already achieved.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Are you
that is the.
sure?
Yeah, that is the current status now, and it is just an average that I'm taking because
Okay,
when
then
yeah,
let me inform my audience. I'm really sorry,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
interrupting you. अच्छा
Okay,
भाई
no
लोग,
problem.
मैं थोड़ा सा गलत समझ गया था। मुझे लगा था इन्होंने एक ऐसा टारगेट लिया था कि हर घर में एक एक्स मुस्लिम होगा। ये कह रहे हैं नहीं, टारगेट नहीं है, ऐसा हुआ है, ऐसा हो गया है। केरला में हर घर में एक एक्स मुस्लिम है। इनका जो भी तरीका रहा है इसको क्या कहते हैं उसको जज करने का या नंबर्स लेने का, लेकिन ये कह रहे हैं कि इनका जजमेंट या इनका अंडरस्टैंडिंग अभी ये है कि केरला के हर घर में एक एक्स मुस्लिम है और इनका
अभी दो,
टारगेट है कि दो हो
अभी दो.
अभी। So how did you calculated that, if I want to ask you, or if the Momin wants to know this?
We calculate it based on the feedbacks that we get, mostly from. We have a sample group of ex-Muslims that from the beginning days till now. So whenever we do something, some kind of activities, we always meet. We always meet up at some venues and for some programs and everything like that. So we keep on updating how many people in their family got changed, how many people are now ex-Muslims. So we keep on doing that. So if you take the closest inner circle of ex-Muslims that is closely associated with our activities and all, you take 500 of them. In every that 500 ex-Muslim families, you will see two new ex-Muslims on an average. It is not two, it is even more than 5 and 6. Okay, so if you can make it into an average, in every 1,000 ex-Muslim families that is closely associated with us, we can see more than 2 and 3 ex-Muslims newly forming in every year. That is what we see today. And apart from that, this revelation about ex-Muslims as imams and other people who is engaged with the masjid duties, that is being made by a Maulana himself. That's what made here.
Okay,
So
that's great.
he himself came out and he was telling us. Now, most of the imams that you might be following in your namaz could be an ex-Muslim. That's what he was saying. And that
Wow.
came almost a week ago. So,
So
and he has already also made another announcement is that by 2030 or so, most of the Muslim women in our state would be out of this religion. That's what another revelation or the prediction made by this same Maulana. So he's closely watching this ex-Muslim activities going on here. Yeah. So this
That's
is
it.
how.
अभी भाई
Yeah.
अगर आप सुन रहे हैं, जैसे आपने अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा कमेंट लिखा है लोगों के समझने के लिए, अगर आप देख रहे हैं है अभी तो लिख दीजिएगा। अच्छा, माय क्वेश्चन टू यू आरिफ भाई is it easy in Kerala? Because see, we have a very different experience here when we talk to Muslims. You know how much they are mentally, what you say, mentally ill when they talk to us and when they try to defend Islam. My question is, how is the Muslims of Kerala? Are is it easy for you people to make them understand that Islam is a cult? And maybe one of the reason is because the education rate there is high, something like that. What is your experience with the Muslims of Kerala? Because we have a very different experience here.
Anyway, I'm not aware of what your experience is, but I will tell about mine. Before that, you had one question pending in the previous session.
Yeah,
That is something
attacks.
related to the attacks over this office and all. I would say that no, nothing happened that sort of a thing, because that's not happening here. Maybe because we mostly run our activities online. Maybe that's the reason. And the office, we have it as a virtual office. Like we have that got registered in a in a, what do you say, co-working space. So we have that office and everything running there. So the address is there, registration is there, everything is made using that address. So it's very difficult for them to do something over there. So that's how we used. It's a part of cost cutting too, because if you want to do something that way, that's the best option. You can use this virtual office setup, and that's one aspect about that. So we are not seeing any kind of attacks or anything like that as of now. I'm not sure what would happen next time. Maybe even you can even expect a missile attack over there. That can also happen. That's how the World Trade Center got down. You know that. So that's one thing. And regarding this moments, how they react and how they take up all this. Let me ask you something. How do you call these moments who are so adamant about this religion and they are totally ignorant about this science and all this new stuff? How do you call them? Is there any words used
We call
particularly
them
for them?
dimagi apang.
Dibangi Appand. What's that?
Mentally challenged. Mentally challenged.
Okay. Mentally challenged. Okay, so that can be crudely translated to Malayalam as potten. Okay, we call potten. Yeah.
Potten.
So we have a term here that is Madrasa Potten. That's what we call them.
Okay.
Okay, so that means Madrasa Idiot in simple terms.
Yeah,
So
similar.
yeah, so I'm an ex Madrasa Idiot or an ex Madrasa Potten. That's how I introduce myself, because I was a Madrasa Potten once or a Madrasa Idiot once.
How many
Okay,
years you
so
spent in madrasa?
I will come to that, because that's something
Okay.
related to the question also, because you were asking about how
Cool.
this exposure is given to these people.
Right.
Is it about this the literacy rate or something related to that? I would say the better you are illiterate, the best thing. If you are looking for avoiding this religious extremism, that's what I would say. Because in Kerala, it's not just that the literacy rate is high. It is also correlating with the increased extremism, the exposure to religion, and even the more number of recruitments that happened to the ISIS and other, even to Taliban. We had the moment when Taliban was capturing Afghanistan at Kabul, there were a video circulating where the people were doing sujood on the roads, and they were telling Allahu Akbar, take beer, Ola, Uber. That's how we say. So they were doing that. And at that point of time, we could even listen to Malayalam, our local language, in that video. So that's the reach of Malayalis. Even in Taliban, we have them. So why they are reaching there? It's all about the exposure. So the more you are educated, the more you are getting into the field of reading books, reading things, listening to other aspects, trying to learn more things. And if you are a believer, if you are a madrasa idiot, you will be more inclined towards learning more religion, because that will, you already have a need for salvation, improving your religious attitudes, and to ensure your huris, the number of huris, you should never let them go. So since that is there, these people always go for religious reaffirmations, or they keep on listening, keep on learning, keep on improving themselves. It's a kind of perfectionism. Okay, so that is the biggest danger. So the main problem what we see here is that there's no difference between these madrasa idiots all over the world. Wherever you take them, it is the same. That's what I have seen with my limited exposure to these people here and some people from outside. So what I would say is that their religious education and their other education, or the worldly subjects like their science and other subjects, they always try to use these science subjects to explain or to reason out apologetically these religious texts. Like they will bring up embryology into Quran. They will bring up other things. You might be knowing that, like solar system, even everything you take it, you name it, you can see it in the Quran. Whatever be the scientific explorations, newer ones, even the lunar expeditions that we are discussing about, even that you can find in our Quran. You might be seeing that Earth is flat in the Quran, but they will say that, okay, no, it's round. We have that. The evidence for that. That's how they do it, and it's
Yeah, they
almost the
change
same
every
everywhere.
time.
Yeah.
Whatever they see, and they change themselves.
Yeah, so that is same everywhere. The only thing is the aggressiveness by which they try to do this, that will be different. Here we are seeing it in a more difficult manner, because here the people who are doing it are a little bit more educated. Like, we are to face surgeons, engineers, and people like them arguing this kind of BS, and we just imagine how difficult it would be for us to let them know that it's wrong and what they are claiming is wrong. It's very difficult because they will keep on doing this. So yeah, that's how we experience it here.
That's really good. Uh, so what is your future plan? How you are seeing this activism, or where do you see this activism going in maybe next 5 years, if I ask,
The main
especially about Kerala?
yeah my future plans regarding this ex-Muslim movement here is nothing pertaining to Kerala alone. It's all about linking the ex-Muslim activities here with the global ex-Muslim movement, so that we will be getting even more powers. Like, we need to represent ourselves into the ministries and other people, whereby we have to raise the anti-constitutional attitudes that we are facing now. Just like we are getting ousted from our homes, we are getting denied of our property rights and other things, and many other things like that. So we have to raise our voice. Even when we talk about this circumcision, we have to fight against that. So for taking these things out of Kerala and to make it reach the place where it has to reach, like the central ministry and all, we have to form a national ex-Muslim body. And for that, I have already extended my my willingness to be a part of that in my own ways. Like, whatever way that I can do in that part, I can share all my time and effort. So that's not a problem. But this is the goal. This is the future that I see, because it shouldn't be limited to a small place like Kerala. I don't see much future in that. That kind of a small organization, just confining to a small state, speaking a local language, that won't do much good to the country as a whole. So we have to take it forward. So for that, we need a national organization. So that's the biggest goal that I have. Okay, the
Good,
dream.
very good. So
Yeah.
what we are seeing is, apart from Kerala also, Arif bhai, we are seeing that, and if you see the title of the video, I'm still to react to that video of the Maulvi from Pakistan,
Okay.
wherein they are acknowledging that there are around 10 lakh people, the registered member of atheist group in Pakistan.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So was it somewhere around 4 lakh previously in another
Yeah,
video that I
previously it
had seen?
was 4 lakh last
Okay,
year
now it is
in the
10 lakh.
Ramzan. Yeah, 10 lakh.
Okay,
It's 10
that's a
lakh.
good news.
Registered member,
Great.
atheist of Pakistan. And if I have to calculate, if it is 10 lakh from Pakistan, atheists, even if I consider, some 20,000 or maybe 50,000 who are not Muslims, maybe Christians or Hindus who become atheists, which is very rare. But even if we give that much, buffer, still we have around 9 lakh 70,000 or 9 lakh 50,000 ex-Muslims, registered ex-Muslims in Pakistan.
Okay.
So what do you think about that?
Okay, they are really the brave hearts. I think there's no point in asking that question, because we all know how Pakistan exists today. It's the the word that was used before by some other person is that Pakistan is the shithole of Islam, or the way Islam is being carried out there. One cannot even imagine how a Muslim, even a Muslim, cannot live there. Then just imagine how an apostate or a murtad can live there.
Hmm.
So there's no
And
wonder.
they have strict laws against, the
Yeah.
blasphemy of Prophet Muhammad. Previously, they had laws which was confined to the blasphemy of Prophet Muhammad only.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now they have extended that, and now you cannot even do blasphemy of the companions also, Sahaba
Hmm.
also.
Okay.
They
Oh.
have such a strict law, but still, if you see so much increase in the number, then
Hmm.
the Muslim ulama, the mullah always really need to worry about this.
Okay, yeah, true. So that really means in that previous video where they were speaking about 400, sorry, 4 lakh ex-Muslims who are already out, and they were literally crying on the screen. You might have seen that, right?
Yeah, we have
One
seen them
video
crying.
that, yeah, one video that was shared by Harris Sultan.
Hmm.
So, I think that itself proves that. The things are changing. These Maulanas, they cannot withstand the power with which this internet and social media is causing this damage to this Islam as an ideology. That's unstoppable. It's really a tsunami, and it's not just about the number of ex-Muslims. It's all about how this the debunking of Islam is happening. The volume of information that is shared against Islam or disproving Islam, that is unmanageable, unthinkable for them. So that's the biggest problem that they might be seeing, and the volume of doubts they might be trying to answer in their close circles, that will be even more higher. That's what we see here in our place, where these Maulanas, they come and talk about how these people are
You know what,
asking questions. Yeah.
Arif bhai, you know what?
Mm-mm.
Uh, I'm sure you might have heard him.
Mm-hmm.
The favorite Murtad,
Okay.
the favorite Murtad,
Is
the
it you?
light of Murtad. एंड अच्छा, वो इंग्लिश में ज्यादा तारीफ नहीं कर पाऊंगा, मैं हिंदी में ही आ जाता हूँ।
प्यारे बच्चों,
Okay,
जो कुछ
that's
करना
enough.
था
No
कर लो,
problem.
अब्बू आ रहे हैं।
मुर्तद, हमारे नूरानी मुर्तद,
Hello, brother.
मोमिनों की उलझन, मोमिनों का डर, मोमिनों का खौफ,
Okay.
और जिसको अब इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे ये माना जा रहा है कि ये वो शख्सियत है जिससे अब मौलवी मौलाना जो है घबराते हैं, डरते हैं, दूर भागते हैं। वो हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं। एडम
Okay.
सीकर साहब का फर्शी सलाम के साथ सारे लोग इस्तकबाल करें। वेलकम एडम साहब, आपका हमारे अपने चैनल पर, आपके अपने चैनल पर।
Sir, धन्यवाद. Thank you so very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
और बड़ा
Hi,
ही
तो
Adam Sikar.
जबरदस्त
क्विकली
डिस्कशन।
एडम साहब, दो चीज, एक तो ये है कि एक्स मुस्लिम ऑफ केरला, यहाँ पे आरिफ भाई और उनकी पूरी जो टीम है, वेल क्वालिफाइड, एवरीवन इज हाईली क्वालिफाइड इन हिज टीम। इन्होंने रजिस्टर किया और उसके बाद इन्होंने कहा कि भाई 9 जनवरी जो है वो हम एज एन एक्स मुस्लिम डे सेलिब्रेट करेंगे। अगर आप थोड़ी देर पहले से सुन रहे थे तो इन्होंने रिजल्ट भी बताया कि इनके जो एस्टिमेशन है उसके हिसाब से केरला में हर एक मुस्लिम घर में एक एक्स मुस्लिम है, और इनके साथ जो इमाम मस्जिद के जुड़े हुए हैं वहां से भी इनको इस तरीके की रिपोर्ट आ रही है। तो हमने सोचा कि चूंकि आज 9 जनवरी है तो मैं इनको भी इनवाइट करूंगा और इनसे भी हम समझने की कोशिश करें कि क्या चल रहा है। तो ये कुछ अपडेट मैं आपको देना चाहता था, एंड द माइक गोस टू यू
That was
इफ यू
awesome.
वांट टू
That is
हैव
awesome.
एनी
That is
डिस्कशन विद
awesome.
आरिफ भाई।
Yeah.
मैं कहता हूँ कि this is one of the best thing I ever heard. Again and again. Like January is kind of one of the best moments of our life, because as soon as I saw this video from Pakistan, which was actually played back in December or late November, and I played it in January, and I came back from my holidays and I was like, wow, that is a blast. Once I saw that, played it on my channel, now you're playing it, and now I'm seeing and listening to this beautiful verdict again, that even in Kerala, which was supposed to be the strong ground of Islam in India, now having at least one ex-Muslim in every home. Like,
Yeah.
it is a blast of a month, quite frankly, and a blast of a start of this beautiful 2024. I'm loving it. I am just simply loving it.
then you will even love more 2025 and the other months to come. Get ready for that.
Absolutely, my friend. Me and Sahil, we have been working for almost like 3 years
Mhm,
in
mhm.
India and Pakistani channels. We started like Sahil. Do you remember like when we had like when the first time I came to your channel, you were saying let's make it
500.
250 today. No, no, no. The first day,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
very
Right, right,
first
right. The
day,
first time when you came.
the
Yeah.
before my first इंसान से इंसानियत का सफर Islam से
Yeah.
इंसानियत का सफर, like the first day I came to your channel, it was like let's make it 200 live viewers, and from that let's make it 200 to to a time when people used to come to our channels and they're like, you guys are not even ex-Muslim. No, nobody leaves Islam. This is all BS. Nobody leaves Islam. To to a
So
time where last year in April, when mullahs of Pakistan were crying out loud saying, we have 400,000 ex-Muslims in Pakistan and they are writing names on their private part and all
what?
that kind of stuff that they were saying that. But anyhow, long story short, from that 400,000 ex-Muslim, and we spoke about that on this channel as well, saying, hey, this will grow exponential because you know what happens, like when the mullahs previously trying to
Mm,
put a curtain over it, put a
mm,
blanket over it, saying, nobody leaves Islam. Anybody who leaves Islam, he's not even a true Muslim and all that kind of stuff. So they had these two kind of verdicts. And then finally they are coming out crying on the live satellite TV channel of the Pakistan saying, we have 400,000 ex-Muslims in Pakistan who are blaspheming the Prophet Muhammad, even so and so that they had to cry on the TV saying they are writing Muhammad on their private parts. By the way, I have no idea who's going to do that. I don't want to curse my private part by writing name Muhammad on my private part. That will be stupidity of me. So anyhow, but
mm,
like but like coming back from April to November, end of November, December 2023, same year, that 400,000 became a million. 10 lakh.
mm,
It became a
mm,
million. Now, and then obviously I was always under the impression that the ex-Muslim apostasy rate in India should be much higher. And thank you
mm.
so very much for coming here and telling us this beautiful statistics of Kerala, which is supposed to be the most stronghold of the Islamic Republic of India. By the way, I would literally call it Islamic Republic of India, because obviously in Kerala you don't have the true Indian Republic and Indian laws over there. I don't believe that you guys actually have it, based on what I've seen, what they are doing
It's
there. But beautifully described. I'm loving it. Thank you so very much. I'm sorry I speak a lot.
Yeah, it's okay. But the thing that I don't know whether you mention it as a fun or something, but I would say that why we were able to register this organization is here is because the people here, or the governance and the constitutional morality that we uphold in this part of the country, I would say it is much better. That's the only reason why we were able to register this. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible. So it's visible at every levels. But of course, we have problems. We do have problems, and we do see the extremism growing here. And you can see the same thing happening in the West. Wherever the rules and regulations are more liberal, and wherever the laws and regulations are more democratic and secular, that is the best breeding ground for the Islamic terrorism. You know that. So that's the primary reason why we see this kind of activities mostly coming from Kerala. The biggest number of recruitments that is happening to ISIS, that is even from Kerala. And the reason is this: the kind of exposure and how they go on with this criticism of other religion and the proselytization of other their own beliefs and all other things. It was a time when they were having a free run in our state, but now it is really getting a big blow from these ex-Muslims and the free thinkers. And one another thing that I would add to this is that it's not just the ex-Muslim movement that is growing here. It is in a way I would say that ex-Muslim movement here is a product or a byproduct of the rationalist movements that was existing here for the past 40 plus years. So it was just an offshoot of that movement. So we were having a good backup of rationalist movements like the KYS, Kerala Yuktivadi Sangham, it is called. They have, that is the longest running rationalist organization in the country, I think. So that was in Kerala. And we have many other things. And one another biggest organization is Essence Global. They are here since 2016. And that is the best organized organization where they hosted this, what do you say, the atheist convention last time, and the year before also. They brought in almost 10,000 offline participants for their convention. So that is an atheist convention. So that was a live convention in a big auditorium. I think I shared the details with Sahil that day itself. So that was happening for the consecutive 2 years. Every year we are conducting that, and these are the way how these rationalist movements are operating here. And ex-Muslim movement is just a part of that, or something that emerged from that, utilizing the confidence and utilizing the public atmosphere where people, even the extremists, they are also getting a social pressure of democratization or the free speech that they are exposed to. So they are now totally taking back. Their steps are taking back. So that's what we see here, and that's how it is functioning here. So you couldn't say that the rules are different. Okay, the rules might be different, but in this way. So I would like to add to that.
That's great.
Beautifully said.
Yeah. Yes, please go
One thing,
ahead.
Salve, one thing, just one thing.
Please.
One of the beautiful part that you actually said as well, which I have been stating a lot of times, but you just stated it in a flow, and then you moved forward, is that a secular law area is the breeding ground of Islam.
Definitely,
I would like
yeah.
to dwell more on that, because I've been saying that for a long time, and a lot of people are saying, "Hey, Adam, you are wrong," because you understand that, like, and I don't even call it secular. I actually call it. I use the word secular with a sick, the illness, not secular, like, because it is not secular, because secularism is different. If you read the definition, it's very different as compared to secularism, who are actually saying, hey, give space to Islam is a good religion, without even knowing what Islam is. Islam is a good religion. What do you have to add on that before we can move forward? Because I want people to sink into this statement. It's very important statement that you said, but in a flow.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very valid interjunction, I would say, because, as you said, when we say the word secularism, people always misunderstand that word by believing that secularism is giving importance to every religion of the same way. That's what is secularism. That's what people always misunderstand, especially the madrasa products. So we always try to correct them. Secularism is separation of religion from the governance. That's, in simple terms, what is secularism. And the governance means it's not just the government. It's all about the every wakes of politics, wherever two people are coming together, especially in a multicultural society like in our country. We have a diverse population with different people from different religion, different areas, different languages, and every other things. So one major thing that can cause a problem is, in India, what we are seeing here is, one is religion and the second one is language. We have this language problems always happening. We even last day we saw a news. I don't know whether it is a fake news, but we saw that one lady, while they were making out, she was screaming in English and not in Kannada. So they got a divorce. So the husband was too much into Kannada. So that's how the language is causing problem here. So the same way, religion is also causing problem here. So we need to separate these kind of ideologies from the public places. But when it comes to India or in any other places where we see that place as a secular country, the problem is that you will keep a distance from every religion except Islam. That's the problem. And for that, you give a lame reason. And that lame reason is that Muslims are the persecuted people. They require some attention. So please give them some space. Please ignore their mistakes. they were always persecuted, so their mistakes are not mistakes. These are some of the arguments made by the woke, we call it here. They are the people. So they literally give more space to this victim card that is being played by the Islamists in the name of religion and in the name of Muslims, and thereby hijacking the secular environment, and thereby they slowly add on their own values, their own religious rules into that secular environment, thereby making that secular environment a non-secular one. And finally, what happens is that the word that you used come into play. That secular environment becomes a secular environment where every religion is kept outside except Islam. And criticizing Islam becomes a big offense. Even you might even be brought in front of the law, and you even be jailed for that. That's what is happening here. So,
So
yeah.
before we go, we already opened three branches of this statement. So, like the first statement in this branch that you actually brought up is secularism is all about separating the law and the religion. Unfortunately, as you and I both were Muslims for a very long time, at least I was, law cannot be separated from Islam. Islam provides law, it provides governance and the law in each and every aspect of your life whatsoever, in every aspect. Like even how you live inside your home, Islamic law goes inside your home, let alone on the roads, let alone on the schools, financial institutes, government institutes. It goes so deep, it gets into your home and then provides you with the law and the punishment, which we call Sharia. Sharia by itself, law means law. Very falsely stated a lot of time by a lot of people. Sharia law, it is stupidity. They are living in a law land, I would say, because law by itself is Sharia. Sharia means law, which can also defined as Islamic law. So it's a full encapsulation. So as soon as seculars will say, let's go to the second point, hey, these guys are persecuted, so give them a space. Whether they are persecuted or not, I'm not even going into the debate whether they're persecuted or not. Let's just put the debate on the side. Let's put their victim card on the side. Let's think and assume, for the sake of argument, that the Muslims are persecuted, for the sake of argument. Still, as a secular, you cannot provide support to a theology and ideology which does not separate law with the religion, because by definition secularism has to separate law with the religion. Now tell me how and why this wokeism is going towards Islam and not against Islam.
So that brings in the next point, that is, whenever we speak about Islam, the problems that is created by Islam, what these wokes do is that they will bring in Muslims. So we are not talking about Muslims or the way they live or the partial laws that they might be following from Islam. We are talking about the scriptural or the Sharia, what is being mentioned as per the scriptures, which is directly and indirectly ruling every Muslim on this face of the earth. That's what we are talking about. So what they do is that they just bring in these people inside. So whenever this face of the person or the people comes in, obviously the discussion goes wrong. That's what is happening here. So what I'm saying is that the main agenda of all my YouTube videos and whatever things that I'm doing here, every other people who are doing the same activity here in this part of the country, is that to make sure that the idea of Islam is the problem, Muslims are not, to be made clear to every people in this country, which is opposed to something that was always said and popularized by every media, every vokes, and every political parties, and every other person, that Muslims are the problem, Islam is not. So now that is getting slowly corrected. Slowly we are bringing it back to that point where people need to address the real problem, that is Islam. So for that, when you mentioned about the secularism, it is impossible to separate the laws from the religion. And when we speak about a secular country, there is no distinction between this religious law and religion itself. The only thing is you have to keep aside the religion. For example, the Uniform Civil Code that we are talking about here. As per the Uniform Civil Code that is being getting formatted in that area, what we are seeing is that the main thing is to avoid or to eliminate the gender disparity, the men and women. There's a disparity in Islam. So when the Uniform Civil Code comes in, there is equality between man and a woman. But for Islam, it is not. So when we speak about Uniform Civil Code, what these mullahs are saying, or the political parties who are siding with this Islamic belief, or the Muslims, what they are saying is that no, it is part of their religion. You cannot question that. It's part of their custom. It's Sharia. You shouldn't do that. That's what they say. But we, being part of this activism, we always say them, no, that is not right. That rule, even if present in Islam, you have to correct it. You have to discard it. You have to throw it off. That's what we are saying. So now this kind of debates are getting heated up, and more Islam and Islamic Sharia is getting exposed, thereby giving more chances for the Muslims to learn about this. And even the Vokes, slowly, I won't say that Vokes are getting enlightened. They are already ignorant of all this, but
they think they are already enlightened, by the way.
they are
But like
already
you brought in a
enlightened.
very important point again now.
Yeah.
So now we are moving from there, the secular ideology, and we already exposed that, and I hate secular ideologies, literally speaking. Rather, to an extent, certain times I actually have stated on my channel that I hate seculars, even though that I have never used the word I hate Muslims. I love Muslims. A lot of my family members are still Muslims, so I love Muslims. I hate Islam. But when it comes to these secular thoughts, because the human, they damages the human itself. Like these humans will come in and fight with us for Islam, not for Muslims, because we, like you said, we always stated we love Muslims, we hate Islam, and we separate the theology from the human being. But these seculars will come in and they will start debating that Islam is good, and that's
Yeah.
where it blows my head off. Literally speaking, it blows my head off, and I go full machine gun on them. But the problem comes in a little difference now. You talked about unified civil code. Like back in 2023, somebody asked me, we will be implementing unified civil code in India, and I was like, that's impossible. No, I cannot foresee that in the coming at least two elections. In the coming two elections, I at least do not foresee that happening. So don't say that it's going to happen tomorrow, it's going to happen the next year. Why? The reason behind is that Muslims will reject it once and for all. Now, what you are saying is you are partially implementing unified civil code. So you are not forcing to implement a full civil law, rather a partial unified civil law, where you are first equating women with men and the rest of the things will come later. I think if we go this route, it is much better. It's going to have much lesser impact, because the